What's going on, people? It's your boy AnimalB coming to you still in week 12, hitting some hamstrings, glutes, and grip today. So you see me warming up, doing some stiff leg deadlift. The machine that I'm on is actually called the Kaiser machine. It's the machine that works off of air pressure, something that not all gyms have, but if your gym does have it, really make sure you try to utilize it. With our channel, I really want to make sure that we're bringing some good informative videos. So real quick, I'm going to talk about the technique that I'm using for the stiff leg deadlift. If you can take a look, you'll see me squeezing my glutes. Okay, keeping my head up, keeping the back flat, poke your chest out. That's a good form. And then when I come up, you see me really push my hips through as if I'm doing a lockout for a deadlift. And what that's doing is getting me used to the actual top of the lift, the lockout, which can be extremely hard once lifting a heavier weight, and plus it's getting my muscle memory going, as I talked about in some of my other videos. So that was the warm-up. Moving on to the first set, 135. Now I have my head down. This is when I was doing the first set, I didn't upload it. I asked Big Lude how my form looked, and he said that I was bending my knees a little bit too much. So what I did was I put my head down to really make sure that I was keeping my legs somewhat straight, never locked, but somewhat straight. It was putting all the emphasis on my hamstring, glute, and lower back. And for this, you do not have to go extremely heavy. If you click back on some of our old Dreambodyz videos, you'll see me doing this with over 500 pounds. But I'm at the point now in my life where I'm starting to notice that it doesn't really matter how heavy you go. If you do the weight right, you can make everything be effective. Moving on to some grip. I have 135. You can see I'm still using a stiff leg. So I'm focused on lower back. I'm focused on my glute and hamstring. And I'm using 2 fingers. This is definitely something I've never done before, but I'm all about introducing new things into my regimen so that I'm going to get better. And I'm also out here to present some new fresh things for you guys so that you too can get better. So after 135, I moved up to 225. Same concept. I did 5. These did actually hurt a lot, but I got it done. Real quick, I'm going to touch on this next clip. It's me doing the same thing with 315. I did no cuts, no editing. I just let it play through how it actually happened. I actually chalked up my 2 fingers for this lift. But I want to talk real quick about the mindset you have to be in when working out. Me, myself, when I approach any big lift or any new lift or anything that's going to be a new accomplishment for me, what goes through my head is either it's me or the weight. So I have 315 on the bar. I did 1. It was heavy, it was hard, and then I went for 2. You'll notice that I'm not successful on my second attempt. I could have easily stopped, been good for 1, edited the video, just 1, and moved on to the next thing. But I wasn't going to let this 315 defeat me. So what I did was got my bearings, stretched out the fingers a little bit, got my mind right, approached the bar again, and I put in that work. And that's what you have to do if you want to get better, get stronger. Next, I moved on to lying hamstring curls. Did them a little bit differently than you may have seen before or you might be used to. Instead of me lying flat, I know it's hard to see with the pole, I'm propping myself up using my arms, trying to keep my arms straight, squeezing the glutes as hard as I can while pulling my heels towards my butt. This is something that's very different, very unique, and it puts way more emphasis on the glute, and that's what I really want, that's what I really need. Because the glute is really going to help you in that lockout, which I had talked about earlier. Is very important when you get to the heavier weight. You're going for a big pull. What is it like to get it off the ground, get it past the stick point, but not be able to lock it out and get a no lift. So, like I said, I'm focusing on all my weaker areas, and for me, I feel that's my hamstring and that's my glute. This next exercise has been one that I've been doing for a few years now, and it's on the same piece of equipment, the lying hamstring curl. And I'm not a big fan of using the butt blaster. I mean, I feel that's for women. Any men that, does use it, I'm not, trying to put you on to shame, put you on blast, but I do feel the butt blaster is more for females. So when I really want to focus on glute development, I go ahead and put a mat down, and I basically do kickbacks. And it's just that simple. The biggest thing with this is you want to make sure that you're lifting up and then out and not just pushing straight back. Keeping the core tight, keeping the glutes tight. That right there, I happened to actually move the machine, so I had to reset and got right back into it. If you guys have any questions, make sure you write us in our inbox. You can send us a direct comment, a direct message. It's all good. We'll be happy to answer. And if we don't know the answer, then we'll definitely find the answer for you. And that's what we're here for, make you guys better. For the next exercise, I went back to grip, and I did my own version of the farmer's walk. For those who don't know what the farmer's walk is, it's an event that is done in strongman competition, and they basically have to carry a heavy object for a certain distance. And what I did was I chose to carry some 45-pound plates. I had 2 cones marked out, and I just walked back and forth, try to get as many laps as I could before my grip failed. I believe that I got 4 or 5. Now, I wasn't trying to be cool with dropping the weight like that, having them roll everywhere. And I advise you, if you are to try this at your local gym, not to do it that way. And it was a big mistake. And for the second time, or this is actually the third time I did it, I changed how I dropped the weight so that I wouldn't take anybody out. Right now it's midday, so the gym is very dead. But if I was to do this around prime time, prime hours, there would have been people all over, and someone could have seriously got injured. So just put that into consideration when attempting this. This is my last exercise of the day. Did some sumo deadlift. This is not the way I traditionally deadlift, but sumo is very good for working the inner, outer thighs, as well as a lot more glute development. So I went ahead and did some sumo squats. Focused on the lockout, focused on exploding. As you can see, I'm coming up very violently to the top of the lift. Didn't go heavy at all. Started with 225 for 2 sets, and then I finished with 315 for 1 set. But I just kept the same rhythm, keep the same mindset, exploding, keeping the butt down, using more glute, using less back, keeping it fast. Make sure you hit us up if you have any questions. This is your boy AnimalB signing out.